Okay, this next lock is going to be a purple belt, a Mul-T-Lock Interactive. Okay, it is a purple belt. It has the 4 spools and 1 standard. I'm going to use this Z-bar. I'm going to try to line it up as best I can to make sure it's straight. And I'm going to apply a heavy amount of tension and use this number 2. Good click on 1. Good click on 2 with some rotation. Going to 3. 3 requires a little counter rotation. Going slow, got a good click. Going to 4. Got a click on 4, and now going to 5. And then a little click out of 5, okay? So now I'm going to go through them again. 1's good. 2, I came out a little bit because I just rotate a little more. 3 feels fine. 4 and 5, a little bit of rotation 5. So I'm going to come back out. And again, 1 feels set. 2 set. 3, don't know if it's overset. 4, not sure. And 5's up. So I think I've overset something. I'm going to release a little pressure, and we're just going to kind of flex him up. A little pressure. I'm just hoping to get, there we go, and look at that rotation. So again, got the rotation. Now I'm going to go through them again. So 1 is good. 2 is good. 3 feels good. 4. Okay, I don't feel anything. And 5. I'm going to go back again. Going to 1. Feels fine. 2. 3. Not sure on 3. 4. And you'll see me bumping. And the reason for it is that if you get in a deep enough false set, the only thing left is going to wind up being your inner pin. So I'm using the outer pin to try to get that inner pin finished. So what I do is I pretty much apply pressure and I just kind of flex so it allows it to kind of rotate and try to push that last pin in. And eventually you'll find, there it is. It was the 5th one. So the 5th one I used to push it in. So that is now open. So I'm going to open this up. You'll see that it is open. Keep this in frame. Okay, so that is open. I'm going to lock it back up. Oh, I get stuck when you do it that way, so I'll use the key. Okay, we'll lock it back up for now. Keep this in frame so I can just make minor adjustments to my work platform and still keep it in frame. That looks good to me. All right, while this stays in frame, I'm going to bring my little pinning kit out. I'm going to start gutting this. All right, so let's Allen key. Okay, take this out. Put this here for now. It's really not too much pertaining to lock. We're going to open this. That comes out. Put this up here. This will now slide out. Some of the components that we don't care about it because not the core. So there's nothing else left in here. Okay, this guy, obviously, we don't need him. He's going to help with the shackle. That guy, we don't need him. Okay, we have the guard, obviously for weather. We don't want bad weather and dirt getting in there, so we'll just remove this guy. Get him out of the way. All right, so now we're left, here's the core. Before we take out the core, we're going to flip this over. Just remove this guy. Remove these. Okay, now we're just left with the core. Here's the top of the core, here's the bottom. So I'm going to slide this out. Now this, I've already done this earlier today, and it fell apart. And then I lost some of the pins. Pins came out of frame. So let's not do that this time. So my technique to open this, hopefully it'll work this time, is you put this in here, which will now line up all of it. So if you look, I can rotate this past. So all those pins are in there. Now the biggest thing is just taking your time, and I can slowly move this in this direction and use my hand. See what's happening is this is hitting, that's what happened last time I hit the key. I'm off the key now, and I can literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time I did it good. So here's all my pins, and I'll just put them there for now. Okay, so now we have these. So we're just going to take them out one by one. So here's the first one. Okay. Here's the next one. Okay. And that's my standard. And this guy out, nice and slow. Here's another spool. Let's get the next guy out. Another spool. And finally the last one. And you gotta go slow because obviously these all have to be in the right direction. So all these obviously are facing the correct direction when they come out, and the spring is going to be on that guy's side. So this guy needs to be facing the key pins. So that's done. So now these are the springs. So if I want to fully gut it, there's spring number 1, there's spring number 2, and spring number 3, spring number 4, and spring number 5. Let's just put them down there. All right, now let's get the pins. So let's get the first one. So here's the first one right here. Just gonna dump it out. Okay, so here, got a little counter milling there. So not sure if it's actually called that, but it's just some of the milling. This would have been around about old school. So here's one of the pins inside. Okay, so now we have this one. This one, 3. Four. Pin follow there. One direction. And finally the 5th pin. And ironic enough, the interactive element holds that in. It's funny. So that's in there. Let's just make these neat and organized and get them all in the right direction. Good, good. This one's the wrong way. There we go. There we go. If you have at least 3 of these that are spools that have that little edge, I think it's either outer milling or counter milling, then it technically would be a brown bolt old school, but not this one. So right now these are the, you can see here, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4 spools, 1 standard, here's your pins. And if you look at the spool has that little line, that counter milling, so this would actually be old school brown belt. Because every single one of these key pins has that. And these are kind of like little torpedoes as well. Anyway, so there's that belt. Now I'm going to finish by putting it back together because this is, I feel like, kind of difficult. So I'm gonna put this all back together. And you can stay and watch that if you like, or tune out. Okay, got that in. 1 pin, back together, 2 pin. And this is the interactive element. Okay, keys put back together. Core anyway. All right, let's just get this back together real quick so I don't have to deal with it later. Actually, we'll put the core back in, so let's just roll off that for now. All right, so the hardest part is this part. I'm going to start from the back, number 5. So put this guy in. Okay, obviously this bottom part goes towards the spring. Let's let it focus. And that part, you can kind of see it here, goes up. So there you go, there's your first one, and I'll hold it in. Spring. Okay, make sure it's correct orientation. My only standards going in. Adjust my thumb. Last one. Okay, once that's in, I'm going to use like my thumb as my own follower. So again, put that right here. Slowly work it back up. So I got them back up. And then once I get it in its groove, I pull this out. It kind of holds itself together as long as I don't let it pull apart, like the spring to open up. So now I'll slide this in. All right, so now I'm relatively safe. That was the hard part. So let's put this in. Let's put this in. Let's get the guard back in. Let's get the spring for the cover back in. Whoop, easy. Good. Flip it over. We'll do that in a second. Okay, now put this back together. That piece goes here. That piece goes on top. The spring goes here. Good. Cover. Flip it back over. Okay. Get this in its hole. All right, good. Before I do anything, I like to make sure obviously it still works. Good, key works. I'll rotate the key. So I can get this back in. Okay. Fastener. And back together.